story of the clash of the empire spanning decades. Kāḷi, a hound, a warrior, and the battlefield. (907 Common Era). Raśṭrakūṭa Emperor Akālavarśa, Mummaḍi Krishna's palace, Maṇalera, Karnataka, southern India. The chill of dawn in Srikalahasti blessed me as I knelt beside Father Chola King Aditya, the tiger in true sense. Kannadeva started narrating. The air thick with the chants of Raśṭrakūṭa mantras and the heady tang of fire offerings. His once robust frame, draped in purest white, seemed fragile as a withered leaf against the granite splendor of the temple. Death. A raven perched on his shoulder, cast long shadows on his face, yet his eyes, pools of molten gold, held a strange serenity. Queen Mother, Ilongan Pichi, a radiant despite the shroud of grief that clung to her like ethereal, moved among the priests, a silver river navigating a field of saffron. Her every gesture, precise and graceful, orchestrated the intricate tapestry of rituals, a final symphony to appease the Lord of dissolution and rebirth. My brothers, faces stout with the tension of impending loss, stood like silent sentinels flanking Father's bier. The air vibrated with the perennial chant of Vedic hymns, resonating off the ancient stone walls. Father, frail as a wisp of smoke, raised a trembling hand, beckoning us all closer. The words that tumbled from his cracked lips were etched onto my soul, a whispered legacy passed down through generations. Father spoke of duty, of the eternal glory of Chola lineage, of the relentless tide of history that demanded sacrifices for its ebb and flow. He squeezed Mother's hand, a frail bird caught in a vise, and his eyes, dimmed with the film of the approaching void, held a flicker of pride, of regret, of hope, all at once. The days that followed were a blur of grief-stricken faces, droning prayers, and the sickly sweet cloy of sandalwood smoke. Mother, the embodiment of stoic grace, orchestrated the intricate rituals, her gaze fixed on the horizon where fate awaited. She was the sun casting its last rays on a fading landscape, her radiance masking the storm brewing within. Even in the hallowed sanctum of Lord Shiva, whispers of treachery slithered through the cracks. News from Tanjavur arrived like poisoned darts. Parāntaka and his Chara mother, the viper in our midst, had besieged Tanjavur fort, hissing pronouncements of his reign. The whispers grew louder, painting me as a thorn in Parāntaka's flesh. The air tasted of betrayal, tinged with the metallic tang of impending tussle. As we bathed Father's mortal remains in the sacred waters of Swarnamukhi river, whispers transformed into chilling pronouncements. Messengers, their faces etched with fear, brought tidings of death threats. Heard behind the walls, I, Kannaradeva, prince of the Chola blood, was marked for assassination. My mother urged me to flee, to seek refuge in the impregnable walls of Maṇalera, to gather allies and reclaim what is rightfully mine. But Mother, her voice laced with the wisdom of ages, blessed me. Srikalahasti, she said, is not just a temple. It's a crucible. Let the flames of Shiva forge you into a king. And so, we laid Father to rest, the pyre burning bright against the inky canvas of the night. As the flames danced, consuming his earthly form, I knew this was not an end, but only a beginning. In the hallowed embrace of Srikalahasti, under the watchful gaze of Lord Shiva, the seed of a king began to sprout, ready to face the storm unleashed by his own kin. The game had begun, the pieces set upon the blood-soaked chessboard of ambition, and I, Kannaradeva, son of a fallen king, would play my part. The dance of death commenced, and on the steps of the ancient temple, bathed in the crimson hues of a vengeful dawn. I soar upon the ashes of my father to reclaim the throne that is rightfully mine. Hence here I am, O mighty grandfather emperor of the powerful Raśṭrakūṭa clan. I have not stopped riding since I left Lord Shiva's abode of Srikalahasti. I seek your military support to defeat Parāntaka in the battle of strength, demanded Kannaradeva. Grief claws at my heart, Kannaradeva, sharp as the vultures circling above. The Raśṭrakūṭa king Akālavarśa began, his voice heavy with sorrow. Chola Aditya, a sun so bright extinguished too soon. He paused, memories swirling in like the dust in the wind. Yet, amidst this darkness, I find solace in remembering the strength that runs in our blood. I recall Ilangan, my beloved daughter, when she was just a slip of a girl. A faint smile touched his lips. She would braid wild flowers in her hair, pretending they were battle flumes. And oh, she wielded a sword, faster than a desert wind, sharper than a cobra's fang. Her brothers, twice her size, would grumble and groan, their pride stinging when the flick of her wrist disarmed them. The king chuckled, a raw lumble in the chest. But for all her skill, Ilangan never boasted. Instead, she would help them, dust them off, and offer lessons whispered by the wind through the palm leaves. Strength isn't just in muscle, she would say, her eyes glinting like polished sapphires. It's in your spirit, in your instinct. You have my daughter's spirit, Kannaradeva. King Akālavarśa, his eyes ablaze with the fire of the righteous indignation, placed the reassuring hand upon Kannaradeva's shoulder, his voice resonating with the wisdom of ages past. Fear not, my grandson, he intoned, his words a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching chaos. For the claim to the Chola throne belongs to you by blood and by right. If Parāntaka dares to scheme and plot, we shall meet his treachery with the full force of Raśṭrakūṭa's strength. Kannaradeva, his heart uplifted by his grandfather's steadfast resolve, bowed humbly before the venerable king, his doubts dispelled by the conviction of Akālavarśa's words. The novel is published on Amazon Kindle by the name Kāḷi, a hound, a warrior, and a battlefield. The link is provided in the description for purchase.